The White House is dodging questions about Kamala Harris and whether she really wants to get rid of ICE. Roll it.
Does she still want to get rid of ICE?
You have seen what this administration has been able to do in the past 3.5 years, and they did that with the vice president as a partner in that. And now we are seeing a 50% drop at the border.
She's been in charge of root causes of migration for years. She has never spoken to the Border Patrol Chief, Jason Owens, or the Border Patrol Chief before him, Raul Ortiz. What should that tell us about her leadership style?
She was supposed to be doing root causes, dealing with diplomacy. That's what her job was supposed to be, diplomatic.
Well, now we know. Lieutenant Chris Olivarez, I think I'll get it right. Chris Olivarez joins us now from the Texas Department of Public Safety. How do you address the root causes of migration without speaking to the border chief?
Well, good morning, Varney. So, of course, that's impossible. You know, yes, you have to go to these countries and have a diplomatic solution, but the fact of the matter is you need to get to the root cause, and the root cause is by talking to those top officials that deal with the situation every single day, but most importantly, going to the border, going to those areas that are impacted by the border situation, by talking to the agents on the ground, seeing what they're seeing so you can see for yourself exactly what they need in terms of manpower, resources, technology. You cannot go to the border one time and see a sanitized version and then completely turn your eyes away and say the border is secured. There is no problem, nothing to see here. That is a problem. That's what we've been facing the last 3.5 years in Texas. Our leadership in Texas, from Governor Abbott all the way down to our agency, they come to the border just about every single day. They're being briefed on what's happening, and with that, they're able to assess situations, and we've been able to do that. That's why in Texas, we've been able to get border crossings down more than 74% in the last 3.5 years. It's because of what we've been doing in Texas, not because of what the federal government is doing.
I think they're deliberately confusing things, deliberately covering up her record on the border, because I think that President Biden told her to deal with the border. He gave her the border to deal with. I mean, somebody else invented the word border czar, but she was given the border to deal with. You cannot deal with the border unless you go to the border and speak to the people in charge at the border and in charge of border policy. They're deliberately trying to cover up her record here. But let me move on here. If it looks like Trump's winning, do you expect to see a rush to the border before the election?
You know, Varney, that's one thing that we are expecting, regardless of who wins. You know, we've always maintained a proactive posture in Texas. Even though, as I mentioned, border crossings are down, we have not backed down. We have not let our foot off the gas, so to speak. We continue to deploy National Guard soldiers, state troopers. We continue to place physical barriers. The governor just mentioned something, I believe, this week on his social media that he's actually going to triple down physical barriers in which National Guard soldiers have been doing. So we're not going to take any chances whatsoever. We want to make sure that we continue to keep Texas secured. Whatever we have to use in the meantime until we have a change of leadership, but we have real solutions to secure the border.
Massachusetts, a sanctuary state, scaling back emergency services for migrants. They're even offering them plane tickets for migrants who want to leave. It doesn't seem like Massachusetts is much of a sanctuary now, does it? I know I'm being sarcastic, but no, that's the way it is. They're not like a sanctuary state supposed to be.
You know, it's really ironic to hear, to see all this transpire over the last 3.5 years, Varney, with these sanctuary cities and states before all this was happening, that they were welcoming illegal immigrants. And now that they have it, they don't want the problem anymore, because they see how it is devastating not only their cities or their states, but also economically, right? And now the people in their own state and cities are speaking out. They're outraged because they're not getting the benefits that these illegal immigrants are getting. So now they don't want to deal with the problem. So now they want to offer these flights, try to get them out of their state so someone else can deal with it. In Texas, we continue to bus and fly illegal immigrants out of Texas to these sanctuary cities and states, and the governor's made it very clear that we're going to continue doing so until we get the situation under control.
Okay, Lieutenant Olivarez, thanks so much for joining us. Always appreciate it.